The invisible alchemist, your breath's secret language. Opening the breath you never questioned. Take a slow breath in, and now, let it go. You've done that thousands of times today, without thinking, without noticing, without wondering what else left your body in that exhale. We are taught that breathing is simple. Oxygen in, carbon dioxide out. But that is only the surface of a far deeper exchange. Because hidden inside every breath you release are microscopic chemical messengers. They are invisible, odorless, silent, and yet they carry information about your metabolism, your cellular stress levels, your organ function, and even the earliest drift toward disease. Your breath is not just air, it is data, it is chemistry. It is a living biochemical report generated in real time by trillions of cells. And today, we are beginning to learn how to read it. Section 1. The lungs. More than oxygen gateways. We tend to think of the lungs as mechanical structures. Two soft balloons that inflate and deflate. A pump for oxygen delivery. But biologically, the lungs are something far more elegant. Inside each lung are approximately 300 million alveoli, tiny air sacs, wrapped in delicate networks of capillaries. The total surface area of these alveoli is roughly the size of a tennis court. Every minute, your entire blood supply passes through this interface. And during that passage, something remarkable happens. Gases diffuse across membranes according to gradients, not just oxygen and carbon dioxide, but dozens, even hundreds, of other volatile molecules. If a compound in your bloodstream has the right chemical properties, small size, volatility, lipid solubility, it can evaporate into the air you exhale. These are called volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. They are metabolic footprints. And your lungs are the exit door. Section 2. The invisible alchemist. Imagine the body as a vast biochemical laboratory. Every second, mitochondria are converting glucose into ATP. Fatty acids are being oxidized. Proteins are being broken down and rebuilt. Cholesterol is being synthesized. Hormones are being metabolized. Immune cells are responding to microinflammation. All of these reactions produce byproducts. Some are neutralized, some are recycled, some are excreted through urine or stool, and some leave through breath. This is where the metaphor of the invisible alchemist becomes real. Your metabolism is constantly transforming substrates into energy and structure. But every transformation leaves a trace. Breath carries those traces, not as noise, but as chemical signatures. And those signatures change when metabolism changes. Section 3. VOCs, the language of metabolism. Scientists have identified over 1,000 different VOCs in human breath. These include ketones, aldehydes, alkanes, alcohol derivatives, sulfur compounds, nitrogen-containing molecules. Each of these compounds originates from specific metabolic pathways. For example, when fat is oxidized for energy, ketone bodies are produced. One of them, acetone, is volatile and exits through breath. When lipid membranes undergo oxidative stress, certain aldehydes form. When protein metabolism increases, ammonia levels can shift. When cholesterol synthesis fluctuates, isoprene levels change. Your breath is not random chemistry. It is patterned biochemistry. And patterns tell stories. Section 4. Disease does not begin with symptoms. One of the most important shifts in modern health science is this. Disease does not begin when symptoms appear. It begins years earlier, as metabolic imbalance, long before pain, long before abnormal lab values. Long before diagnosis, cells experience stress. Mitochondria shift fuel preference. Inflammation increases subtly. Reactive oxygen species accumulate. And when that happens, metabolic pathways adjust. When pathways adjust, chemical byproducts shift. When byproducts shift, VOC patterns change. Breath may reveal imbalance long before traditional diagnostics. And that changes everything. Section 5. From reactive to predictive. Traditional medicine is reactive. You feel unwell. You go to a doctor. You run tests. You treat what is found. But what if we could detect the drift before it becomes disease? Imagine detecting insulin resistance before fasting glucose rises. Identifying early kidney stress before creatinine increases. Recognizing chronic inflammation before arterial plaques form. Breath analysis holds that possibility, because metabolism changes first. Structure changes later. Symptoms appear last. Breath is upstream. Section 6. The science emerging today. This is not science fiction. Research laboratories around the world are developing nanosensor arrays, mass spectrometry, breath analyzers, AI-driven electronic noses, portable VOC detection systems. These technologies can detect compounds in parts per billion, even parts per trillion. In hospital settings, breath analysis is being studied for lung cancer detection, liver fibrosis monitoring, asthma inflammation, infectious disease identification, metabolic disorder screening. The promise is profound: a non-invasive, painless, real-time metabolic assessment. One exhale, immediate insight. Section 7. The precision of patterns. But here is something important. No single compound defines health or disease. Context matters. Patterns matter. Just like one word cannot define a paragraph. Modern breath analytics uses machine learning to identify clusters of VOCs associated with specific metabolic states. For example, elevated ketones plus altered aldehydes may suggest oxidative stress. Ammonia plus nitrogen compounds may indicate protein metabolism imbalance. Certain alkane patterns may correlate with lipid peroxidation. The power lies not in one molecule, but in the orchestra, and your breath is constantly conducting that orchestra. Section 8. Why this matters for longevity. Chronic diseases, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, neurodegeneration, share common roots: oxidative stress, chronic low-grade inflammation, mitochondrial dysfunction, metabolic inflexibility. These processes evolve gradually, and they leave biochemical fingerprints. If we can read those fingerprints earlier, we can intervene earlier, not with aggressive treatment, but with targeted lifestyle adjustments, nutrition shifts, sleep optimization, movement protocols, stress regulation. Breath analysis may become the dashboard for preventive longevity. Section 9. The breath as a living feedback loop. Imagine a future where you adjust your diet, and within days, your breath profile reflects improved metabolic flexibility. You improve sleep, and inflammatory VOC markers decrease. You increase physical activity, and lipid oxidation patterns shift toward resilience. Health becomes dynamic feedback. Not guesswork, not waiting, but responsive. Real-time biology. Section 10. What you can do now. We may not yet all have advanced breath analyzers at home, but we already influence our breath chemistry daily. When you choose whole foods over ultra-processed foods, maintain stable blood sugar, support mitochondrial health through movement, prioritize deep sleep, reduce chronic stress, you are altering the biochemical language of your breath. Your breath reflects your cellular environment. Change the environment. Change the signature. Section 11. The philosophical shift. For decades, we have viewed health as the absence of disease. But the body is not binary. It is not healthy one day and diseased the next. It moves along gradients. Subtle shifts, whispers, signals. Breath analysis reminds us that health is a spectrum, and awareness begins before crisis. The invisible alchemist inside you, your metabolism, never stops working. It is always transforming, always adapting, always communicating. The question is not whether your body is speaking, it is whether we are listening early enough. Cinematic closing. Take another breath. Slow, intentional. As you exhale, imagine the microscopic molecules leaving your lungs, tiny chemical messengers, carrying information about your cells, your mitochondria, your internal balance. Every breath is a story, a report, a whisper from within. And as science advances, that whisper may become the most powerful early warning system we have ever known. In our next episode, we decode specific metabolic messengers, acetone, isoprene, ammonia, and what they reveal about fat burning, cholesterol synthesis, and kidney stress. The future of medicine is not louder, it is earlier, and it begins with a breath.